Okay, so welcome back. We got another podcast this week, and I'm back with my good friend Joe. Because what kind of podcast would this be without Joe?
Okay, I don't know if we're friends, but I mean, we're podcast co-hosts, so I guess that's a good
See,
thing.
first you were my host. I don't know where I'm going with this. What did I mean? Not host,
you
guest.
dropped that ball
Guest.
hard.
Got it.
Wait, how the hell am I your guest? Co-host.
You were the guest, and then you became a co-host.
Oh, yeah, because I never left.
But only because you said you were
co-host. You
keep
inviting me back.
You're
so
still a guest.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll be your guest. Fine,
And this week, we have us another guest. This is my roommate. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'm Kevin. So, I'm also here. So.
Yeah, Kevin and I have been friends for quite a long time. Back since, fucking middle school or something.
No, it was before that.
Was it before that?
It's been almost 20 years.
It was late elementary school, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah.
So it's been a long time. So that's fun. Kevin, as far as I'm aware, brought us a topic today.
Oh, well, yeah, I wanted to talk about Persona 5, actually.
Okay, you did go with Persona 5.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I just got the tattoo for it, so I figured that would be a fun thing. So
I also have a lot of personas. But that's mostly due to legal issues, but...
Oh, I see.
You know.
Yeah, how many names can you run past the IRS before they get suspicious?
You will not talk to Juan Gomez like that, ever.
So, gentlemen, don't all jump up at once, but how's your week been?
Well,
I feel that.
I had to take family photos today.
Very stressful experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I love my wife. I love my son, but...
You say that like a mantra. Like if you stop saying...
if I keep saying... The repetition of affirmations will turn into a belief, Anthony.
Yeah, well, one day.
All right, one day. I had to wrangle a small toddler through Forest Preserve today. That's not fun. I definitely ran into some thicket bushes or whatever those things are called. Still have the little thorns in my hands.
What Forest Preserve?
Afton, out there near Hinckley.
Oh. You took Ashton to Afton?
I hate you. I hate you so much. But yeah, so we took these pics and halfway through I was like, oh man, these pics look really good. And he was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Just starts crying. Crying and running everywhere. And I'm like, hey, you want to give me a hand, Rock? She's like, you're faster. Can you go get him? I'm like, all right. So I don't even like taking photos, period, much less photos with a goddamn sweater on. All right.
What kind of... Was it a Christmas sweater?
No, it was not.
That's not
but it did have stars on the arms. And I was like, the fuck kind of grown-ass man wears stars?
I would.
I know you would.
He would. Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't put it past him. So, yeah.
He probably has a star tattoo somewhere on him. Like a tramp stamp?
Right above my ass.
I was going to say, I feel like you would be the guy to have a tramp stamp.
Yeah, not for showing. That's for me.
Oh, no.
I'm the only one that knows that's there.
Secrets, guys. Keep them to yourselves.
I go to people and I'm like, do you want to see my starfish? And then I start to raise my shirt and they're like, no, God. Oh, it's a tattoo.
Doesn't really make it all that much. I'd still be pretty freaked out.
Nobody wants to see my lower back. Anyway.
Why do you shave it? That's my question. Just the lower back. Everything else is fine.
Everything else hairy as fuck. Lower back.
Yeah, other
very
than that,
smooth.
I haven't had happen.
When I sit down in this chair, it's like heaven.
Oh, no. No. But yeah, other than that, I got a good friend of mine fighting this weekend. Shout out to Tyler. Fighting caged aggression over in Iowa, some bumfuck ass backwater city.
If you're talking to the can, Joe, nobody can hear you.
It's Des Moines. But yeah, how's your week going, Kevin?
It's been all right. My week basically just started because I work Sunday through Thursday, so yeah, I already worked one day. Yeah, it's been all right. Like I said, I got a tattoo 2 days ago of the symbol for the Phantom Thieves from Persona 5, which is I guess what I wanted to talk about today. So, but yeah, it hurt a lot. Because I've never gotten one on my lower arm before, so that was painful.
It does hurt a little bit more than you would think.
Yeah. There's a lot more detail on this one than your other tattoo as well.
Yeah, I have one from Bloodborne too, which you probably don't know what that is.
I know exactly what that is, and it makes me want to burn a fucking orphanage to the ground.
Oh my god!
Oh, are we starting on this now?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, look. All I'm saying is, I play games that are relatively easy.
Okay.
All right. Like, I was like, all right, I'll come over from, like, Ghost Recon and fucking I'll play Madden and Gran Turismo, and they're relatively easy games. And then my buddy was like, oh, man, you gotta try this Bloodborne. So I did for about 5 minutes before I rage quit, chucked the controller, and told him to fuck off for the rest of his life. All right? All right, maybe not that far. But yeah, Bloodborne was hard. I didn't like it. I don't have enough time to really put into gaming like that.
They didn't put it in easy mode for you.
Yeah.
No, there's no baby mode.
Yeah,
so,
there needs to be a baby mode. And because not all of us are hardcore gamers like you asshats.
It's okay, Joe. One of these days we will get you playing Pokemon.
I can't wait to play Pokemon and destroy everything you once loved.
We'll see about that, because the company's already done a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, I'd say Sword and Shield's kind of a weak entry in the series. Yeah, it's a little... Yeah.
Not looking forward to buying that game.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten better now. I don't know. The DLC is... Second half of it's good anyway. But... yeah, anyway. Yeah, my week, pretty uneventful so far, I guess.
Well, that's good. That's definitely good. Anthony, God knows you haven't done anything, so what?
Not anything, that helps anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I work with you, so I fucking understand that.
Yeah, I just show up sometimes.
All the time.
If you're lucky. Yeah, I don't know. I just beat No More Heroes. That's pretty cool. Enjoyed that game a lot.
I saw a snippet of it. When you buy the game, does it come with LSD? Or, do you have to go out and, find that yourself?
It's a Japanese game, so typically the assumption is that you're on LSD or some type of drug.
Touche. I didn't know the Japanese were that into drugs, but all right.
It's a magical country over there, Joe.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, but if you remember our first podcast topic, the main character...
because you were an Okaki or whatever
yes,
the hell that
the
was.
Main character, Travis, is an otaku.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he opens the game slamming his hands on a poster of anime girls, and he goes, Moe.
What?
Moe.
Moe.
We're not.
Moe.
All right, Moana, I need you to calm the fuck
Moe
down.
is a slang term for something that's just cute.
Yeah, just imagine a late 20s, just, grown ass man just hugging an anime poster, just saying that.
Travis is my age. He's 27.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, yeah.
Late 20s.
So
anime posters on the walls.
Yeah.
This is sounding real familiar.
The difference between me and Travis is I don't have a body pillow of a wrestler that I dry hump. But I'm getting there.
Don't worry, he'll give him a little time.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, week wasn't too much more eventful. Kevin and I played D&D. We had a session this week.
That was pretty fun.
It was all right, yeah. I did, my character, he's a bard, but I play him like a rogue, and I did my patented...
This is definitely falling on deaf ears.
Patented trap-checking cartwheel downstairs.
That was pretty sick, actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, Joe, there's no,
You gotta get that reference.
there's no mechanic for cartwheeling to check traps. I just did it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cartwheel down the stairs to check for traps.
Our DM just let him do it. So it's just he's like, you know what? All right.
He was like, I was gonna have you roll for disadvantage, but no, you got it. You're good.
You got it.
Just cartwheel down some fucking stairs.
You stuck that landing relatively well. So
yeah, it went all right. My character's nimble. He's got acrobatics.
So speaking of traps, on a side note, I was
Just
talking
speaking of traps.
Traps.
All right, go on.
Yeah, I was like, where are you going
like
with
traps, not like trap houses. Stop it. Traps. My buddy and I, we were discussing home defense this weekend, and everyone's like, "Oh man, you need to get a fucking AR-15." Blah blah blah. I'm like, bitch, all I need is a flashbang grenade, a fucking tomahawk,
Wait, you
and
say that
probably a claymore Roomba.
All I'm
need? Just saying.
That's a lot of stuff you got
That's
there.
good. That's a good amount.
I thought you were
That's a good amount. Flashbang, a claymore Roomba,
I mean, that's
and
a lot.
fucking tomahawk.
So wait, what's a mic Aruba, and what are you using that for?
A claymore Roomba? You know what a claymore mine is?
Oh, you're putting it on Roomba.
Yeah, I'm putting it on a Roomba.
Quit
so
touching my wires.
I'm gonna touch one of your wires. You don't shut up. I don't know which way that was going. You know,
A little sexual, hypersexual there. I mean, yeah, I would like a claymore sword as well. No, tape it to a Roomba and just let everybody's ankles get cut.
I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
Where are you getting a? All right, wait. The claymore
ask.
should be more confusing to me. But where are you getting a flashbang?
No, claymore mine, not the sword, Anthony.
They're both confusing. Where are you getting either?
I don't have a claymore's mine.
All right, I get it, Joe.
That's it.
You don't want to let people
everything
know your sources and where you get
of course
these things.
I don't.
So we'll leave it. It's fine.
Flashbangs hurt like hell.
So, the topic of our episode today, my friend Kevin, he wants to talk about Persona. It's a game series I've played myself. I think specifically we're going to talk about 5, which is the newest entry. It's interesting. It's got some neat stuff going on for it. It's like grown-up Pokemon.
Yeah, I guess you could probably phrase it like that. But I guess, I don't know. So, like, I guess imagine, Joe, like, a bunch of high schoolers, right? Because that's like the setting for every game in Japan.
Yeah, every anime.
That's just all. Like, you can't be over like 19.
Kinks going on.
But they have, I guess, yeah, it's almost kind of like a Pokemon, but it's like sort of like a spiritual extension of themselves, and they use it to fight. I guess like the mental like representation of a person, which probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So it's like ghost fighting.
Sort of. Well, so with Persona 5, you play as a group of people called the Phantom Thieves, and what you're doing is you're invading the subconscious palace of a person that has like distorted desires, basically. And then you beat them in there, and then when you do that, then you can change who they are in real life.
That's a whole lot of words that just went in one of Joe's ears and out the other.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of words. I know you probably didn't really...
I'm trying so hard, I really am.
So to give you an example, you'll maybe understand. I hope you'll understand it, Joe. In the beginning of the game, you encounter one of the teachers at the school, and he's kind of an asshat, right?
He's a massive asshat.
He's a massive asshat. Yeah, he's definitely a massive
asshat.
Like 110%. But
it's pretty bad.
This is where I'm leading into how much of an asshat he is, right? Yeah. He's the captain whatever. He's like the gym coach, right? He's like the coach of the volleyball team.
He's a gym teacher is what he is. Yeah.
And he manages the volleyball team at the school. He abuses the kids just for his own sick fun. He likes to hurt them.
Why do you think I teach the kids class?
I know. This is basically you, Joe. You would have a palace in this game. He makes sexual advances on all of the high school girls that he likes because he's a fucking freak. And basically... He says, like, nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to go to the police or anything. Your parents all know about this. The staff all know about this. They let me get away with it because I was an Olympic star. And it makes the school look good to have someone like me here. So basically, he puts pressure on the group saying, like, you can't do shit about this. But don't worry, this is anime, baby. We have magic to get through this. And essentially the main characters... I was
going to say just hit him with a fucking car.
Just hit him with magic, dude. I mean, you could hit him with a car.
The car would have probably been more satisfying.
It would have been faster.
I would just skip through like 20 hours of gameplay. Let's just run him over.
Yeah, the main characters are able to go into... What do they call it? It's just they call it his palace, right? Mementos is the other place.
Yeah, I mean, they call the whole thing the metaverse.
The metaverse, that's what it was.
But specifically, yeah, every like villain in the game has a palace. So like in his case, it's a literal castle.
Oh,
like,
Bowser had a palace.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the first palace is literally a big castle because he considers himself the king of the school.
Wait, do we have to start by explaining what a palace is?
I know what a palace is, asshat. Kinda. No, I'm just fucking around. Yeah, it's like a castle.
Right.
But yeah, so every
and in this case, it's literally a castle.
Yeah,
but for other characters, it's not so much.
So wait, there's castles in this school.
No,
it's like a fourth dimensional kind of thing. Like they pull out their phones and it takes them there. It's not a place that exists in reality, but in people's subconscious.
They're visiting what he like sees the school as. So his kind of like I guess mental interpretation of how he sees the school, the villain, right? So he sees himself as the king of the school, so it's a castle to him. So they go visit his subconscious representation of that, and it's castle. And so they have so they have to kick his ass in there. And then when they do that, then in real life he'll not consider himself a king anymore, and he'll change the way that he is.
Yeah, so, they don't just kick his ass.
So you've got to like beat his ass subliminally.
Yes.
Subliminally? Subconsciously?
Subconsciously makes more sense, but the fact Joe's retaining any of this is impressive.
Nothing short of a miracle.
They meet this little cat boy. He's a little kitty cat man. And his name's Morgana, which is weird because that sounds like a female name.
It is.
Yeah.
Right? I guess they
Does
just didn't.
kinda sound like-
It's like a girl name. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He seems to already
Can
know.
I call him Captain Morgana?
You can do that if you want.
Does
He'd probably
does he
like
He'd
rum?
probably like that.
He probably would actually.
Probably likes rum too.
He's kind of a pain in
I
the
like
ass.
rum. What?
Anyway, he already seems to know a little bit about all this subconscious stuff going on. And he tells the group that they're going to have to steal this guy's treasure. So inside this palace, there is a treasure that this guy's well protecting, well guarding. It's his like subconscious, like, this is my everything. This is what makes me king, right?
Oh, okay.
And in the subconscious world, it's a crown. But when they end up stealing it, they actually find out what it actually is, what he's seeing as his crown. And it was his Olympic medal. So that's kind of the way that works. And at first, they think that's all they have to do is steal the medal from his palace. And that would make the palace collapse. However, he catches them, and they get in this big fight where they kick his ass. And instead of killing him, they show him mercy and basically force him to go, like...
What kind of bullshit ass thing is this?
I know, you think they just kill him.
Yeah.
No, but we gotta be the good boys and
Gotta
girls.
be the good guys.
You gotta be the
You
good
gotta
guys.
skull fuck his face with a 12 gauge.
And at the very least...
I'm on the...
I mean, one of them does have a shotgun.
Yeah, actually,
See?
Ryuji
Look.
actually does have a shot.
Ryuji
I
has
got
a
a
shotgun.
shot. You had a chance.
He also has a lead...
Him with a 12
He also has a
gauge
lead pipe.
on your
That would have been
right.
cool to see him fucking kill that guy with a
That
lead
would've been
pipe,
pretty
too.
cool.
I mean, look, either way, I would be very satisfied.
If we
with
wrote
the
this
death that
game,
occur.
it would end a lot differently.
We should write a video game.
I'm sure that'll go swell.
Swimmingly, I'm sure, yes.
That basically will amount to Anthony doing 90% of the work and Joe showing up like, I was thinking we could add this. Joe, we're done.
It's my high
Joe, the
school
game's already
group
out.
projects all over again. I was that
Joe,
kid.
you showed up the day after the project was meant to be turned in and said, all right, guys, so what do I got to do? How are we going to start this? Fuck you.
All right. So, let me get this straight. There's castles. It's in people's, like,
Mind.
You gotta steal some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there dragons?
Is
I
there?
don't think so.
Oh, no, there's a cat person named Meow.
There's a cat.
No, Mr.
Captain
Morgana.
Morgan. Captain Morgana.
Yeah, Captain Morgana. Yeah, okay, I'm getting this. Go on.
So, would you like to explain what makes the Persona series the Persona series?
You mean like the personas? Or
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, yeah, so the way that you fight in the game, you fight, I guess, like the creatures that you would find in the metaverse when you go to, like, do anything, really. You have these things called personas, and they're usually based around, like, figures of, like, mythology from, like, different cultures, right? So, like, you can literally have, like, Odin, or you can have, like...
Now
fucking-
I'm interested.
Yeah, you started on the right one.
I was assuming, I see you have a, what is, like, a Valhalla
I have
on one of your...
He has
Yeah.
Mjolnir on his arm.
I have Mjolnir, Valkyrie Wings, Tel Valhalla, and a bunch of Viking runes.
You
on my
tickled
upper
him in
arm.
all the right places with that one.
That's not hard.
Thor
like
was
to
one
be
of my
tickled.
favorite personas. Thor's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Marvel Thor. We're talking about fucking beefy ass dude in armor and a hammer and a helmet. Not
That's
like
what I aspire to be.
exactly.
But they told me I can't ever go back to that museum again because of incidents that occurred with said armor. But look, that's not what I'm trying to get at. But there's a Thor persona?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that. It's not just Norse mythology. It's a lot of different ones. Japanese mythology, Chinese,
Egyptian.
yeah, they kind of go around a whole lot. They actually have some pretty cool Egyptian-looking ones. But
They have some cool ass gods.
Mhm.
but yeah. So I think one of them's even Anubis. I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh, you can get Anubis. You can get Thoth, which... What did they make Thoth in 5? I know in 4, Thoth was a monkey, which is weird. He was like a monkey with a book. I don't know what he was in 5.
Like a monkey with a book?
Yeah.
That sounds like a horrible
Well, so
persona.
Thoth in Egyptian mythology, this is basically my excuse to start talking about mythology, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. Thoth, he carries around the Book of the Dead. So whenever somebody dies, he pens their name into the
He's
book.
still a monkey.
He's still a monkey.
He's
Yeah,
got a little
look,
hat.
yeah. Look
So
at the little monkey with
he
a
looks
hat.
like that. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
That's
like
an angry ass baboon.
yeah, he's kind of mad looking.
yeah. I mean, pretty much all Egyptian gods are involved in death in some way, though they're not all gods of death. Anubis is basically the god who, weighs your sins before you die and all that.
Yeah.
But-
I know that much.
But Thoth, he like invented death. The book is the whole reason people die, which is kind of rad to me.
But that is kind of cool.
And he-
Wasn't there some anime about a
Death Note.
You think of
there
Death
you
Note?
go.
Probably
Yeah,
think of
that's
Death
it.
Note,
Wow.
I saw it on a Netflix thing. Like,
Honestly, shocking that he's seen that.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
actually
didn't
watch
think
it.
you watch it,
though.
but the
No,
fact
I
that
didn't
you
watch
you
it.
name dropped
I
it
was
at all.
scrolling through, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. And it's anime. Fuck this, I'm out.
Wow, checked out fast. Huh?
Yeah, checked out.
Honestly, I
can't
feel
do it.
like most of Death Note would have gone over your head anyway.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's
that
kind
hurts my
of-
feeling.
I don't want to make people mad, but I don't know. I felt it was kind of pretentious, I guess.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it, at least when I watched it. I watched it like 10 years ago, but maybe longer than that.
I do have friends that liked it, though. They're going to be mad at me.
No, fuck those guys.
Did Alex like it?
I think so.
guess, yeah.
Sean liked it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
I also have Death Notes.
It's fine. None of my friends listen to my podcast.
Right, all of my views, all of our
listened to an hour.
views is coming from me.
I listened to an hour when I was making your logo earlier.
I mean,
so-
that's more than I could ask
I was
for.
making your logo earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so personas, they're like, I mean, the name kind of comes from itself, right? A persona is like another version of yourself.
Yeah.
So when a character gets a persona, it's basically them saying like, dude, I'm like your subconscious. I'm how you view yourself. And Persona 5 is all about what they call the wings of rebellion. Every character wants to rebel. They want to be different from how they're viewed to be. So like the main character in the very beginning, he sees a woman getting like, she's not getting like molested yet.
No, she still is.
She's about to get thrown into a limo and taken away somewhere.
Yeah.
And of course he comes up and he doesn't slug him right away, does he?
He actually doesn't even punch him.
Yeah, I don't think he punches him.
There's a drunk guy that's trying to get this woman into a car, and the main character, like tells the dude to get away, and the guy's like not gonna do it. So I think you push him, and then the guy like falls and hurts himself. But you did shove him though. But you didn't punch him. I'm pretty sure. So
and it turns out this guy's running to be in the Japanese cabinet.
He's super high up.
He's going to be a
guy.
big politician.
So yeah, you done fucked yourself.
So of course this guy's also a scumbag.
Well, now you have to kill him.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you had your fucking chance, but you're like, no, I'm just going to shoot
Would have been a shorter game if you did.
Would have been a short, yeah, just shoot him right there in the street. Except
Okay.
you're a high school kid in Japan.
Yeah,
Were you getting a gun?
I don't know where you're getting that.
This isn't Chicago.
But yeah,
I'm sorry,
because
Chicago.
this guy has such a like high political standing, he's basically able to say whatever he wants, and he's like, yeah, this kid came up and slugged me in my face, right? So now you're on, oh my god, I forgot the word for it.
Japan's
Parole.
Most
There we
Wanted.
go.
Yeah, parole.
It would be Japan's most wanted if this guy had his way, but parole. You get sent to another school, hence where all this stuff starts coming into play. And your character, he wants to be this good guy. He wants to be viewed as this, this guy who tries to help, right? He's not like a bad person, even though everyone's saying he is. Because you know the truth. You didn't actually swing on this dude. You were trying to protect a woman who was about to get like raped.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Exactly.
So there is kind of a cool aspect to that. I mean, all the other characters, they've been wronged in some way, and they want to rebel against what society sees of them. Mostly they're all kids, right? They're all high school students. So society mostly sees them as dumb kids who don't have they don't have a word to say in this, You're a criminal. You swung on this politician, even though you're saying you didn't. We believe him over you because you're a kid. There's another kid who that teacher we were talking about earlier broke his fucking leg
Jesus Christ.
to send a message.
He was like the track star for the school, but the kid didn't like him. So like the guy was like, all right, well then I guess I'll like break your leg. And then later, I think the kid like punches him, but the guy was like goading him on to do it. Like he wanted to do it.
He was goading on about his deadbeat father.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I know your parents. I know your dad beat your mom and shit like that.
What kind of Don Corleone type fucking school are you running, man?
It's a pretty fucked up
Persona
one.
gets pretty dark, actually.
And in a couple places. Well, speaking of how dark it gets.
So it's like, you got a B+, come here, I'm taking your kneecap.
It's Japan. We have suicide force. You're going to have to hit a little harder than that. Well, here you go. One of the girls that this teacher molested, I assume he fucking had sex with her. I mean, they imply that. She jumps off the school roof.
She doesn't die.
She doesn't die. She goes in a coma, but yeah, she tries to commit suicide, and it's like the impetus for you guys being like, no, let's fuck this dude up. And again, I don't see why they didn't just kill him, but whatever. I mean, I guess I do see why they didn't just kill him, because beating him up in the metaverse made him change his ways, and he basically called the police on himself, stood out in front of the school assembly, and was like, yeah, I did this and that. I feel like shit. I'm an awful person. I deserve to be dead, but
I'll go to jail.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go to jail. I'll try to repent for what I've done, kind of thing. And it's like you kind of can feel good in the fact that he's gonna pay for what he did.
I'll give you that one.
It's an argument of like at least he gets to suffer. It's like I mean, being dead would be being dead. I should mute my phone.
Probably.
Yeah, you should definitely do that. I at least had the courtesy to put mine on vibrate, you asshat.
Yeah, wow. You were judging us for...
And you stuffed it in your back pocket?
No, it's currently under my taint. But that's not what I'm trying to get at. Alright, so I know this is going to be a completely fucking loaded question, and I'm setting myself up for this, Anthony.
That's what you do best.
But, if I had a persona, what would that persona be?
Well, let's start with what arcana you would be.
Whoa, what the hell is an arcana?
He'd probably be like Chariot, maybe.
Chariot would be good.
That would fit.
So, every arcana, every character that you meet and interact with in Persona falls under an arcana, and every arcana is based off tarot cards. You know what a tarot card is, right?
So, that's my clan?
Sure, let's go with that's your clan.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a personality test kind of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
The main character, I think the main character is always the Fool, which is like the first tarot card. And it just kind of means that you're just kind of like the beginning of the adventure kind of dude, right? But then there's a character who, there's always in every Persona game in the party, there's an emperor. And emperors are typically like more stoic or more serious characters. But they're like stern and, like they have a more like shocking personality, which is funny humor because most of them have electric type personas and they get it as a shocking humor. Anyway,
God,
but then there's pretty much always a girl character who falls under the lover's arcana because she's either like the flirty type or like kind of more vain, more interested in beauty. There's a priestess who is kind of an idea woman, usually a smart thinker, plays fucking 4D chess in her brain and all that.
I can't even.
Was it? Oh, one of the girls is Hermit, which is funny because she's what we call hikikomori, which you're gonna stare at me with your eyebrows raised.
Fuck did you just say to me?
She's a shut-in. She doesn't leave her room.
So you're a hikikomori?
No, I leave my room, Joe. I'm an otaku. We've already talked about this. Or a weeb, since I'm now throwing out Japanese words all the time. I guess I'm just a weeb now. But a hikikomori is someone who is like agoraphobic as fuck. Like they don't talk to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what defines a character's arcana. It's kind of like...
It's generally a personality for the most part.
Yeah, it's kind of a personality thing, but it's kind of also like constellations. It doesn't fucking mean anything. It's like, I'm a Virgo, but who fucking gives a shit? You can say whatever generic bland shit about Virgos you want.
I'm also a Virgo.
Are you?
Yeah, we're fucking women, bro. That's why I hate astrological signs.
Yeah, I'd love to be fucking women right now.
So what the fuck is the chariot?
Chariots are usually like sporty type people. A chariot is also seen as someone who is like there for their friends or people they care about. So like you have your crew, dude. You have your crew at like the gym. The people you train and all that. Okay, you got your boys who report back to you like, dude, I'm going to, I've got this match this weekend, kind of stuff like that, right?
All right. Yeah,
so like I think you could be the chariot.
I think that really does kind of fall under my personality.
Yeah. Is Thor a chariot?
Yeah, he is actually.
Yeah. So yeah, Thor would be an appropriate persona for you.
Works.
Yeah.
Also, I like to smash things with hammers, so I mean that's even more. So.
Are you looking for Thor? Or no, you're looking.
Well, I was looking for chariot personas. I was going to say either Thor or I don't know, maybe Cerberus. I mean, Cerberus looks like that.
Yeah, Cerberus would be pretty cool.
So
Cerberus is dope as shit too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are two chariot personas. So.
In one of the Persona games, there was a dog party member. I swear to God, Cerberus must have been his persona.
That's a missed opportunity if it wasn't.
If not, right? It definitely was a dog, though.
Is there like a persona that doesn't really have any friends, works a really shitty job, he just comes home and touches himself all night?
I hope not.
Sounds like Anthony.
A little focused, Joe.
Wow.
Sounds like you're trying to say something.
I have your room wired, all right? I know what you're doing here.
I don't think you want to.
I don't at all.
Oh, yeah.
I took this opportunity for myself, and it was a mistake.
In Persona 3, the dog's it is Cerberus, but he's the strength arcana.
Oh, he's strength in that one. Okay.
Yeah.
What does he get after Cerberus? Or maybe his doesn't evolve, does it? Some of the characters, because in that game your party members' personas evolve, but I don't think Koromaru's does.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Either way.
evolving. Which one evolves into Charizard?
No, we're past Pokemon, Joe. Personas don't typically evolve, but when it's your party members and you get really close to them as friends, it helps them move on in their own like side story, kind of.
Oh, that's adorable.
And when they reach the end of their own, when they reach the end of their own
cute.
side story, they have a better like opinion of themselves, and they get a better persona for it.
Oh, my
typically.
persona would whoop some ass.
I mean, I would imagine so. I'd be a little disappointed if Joe Jughead Judkins didn't come in here with a persona that whipped ass.
It's just a scared small child.
He either whips ass or eats ass.
Oh, both. What?
We joked about what our personas would be, and I recall that we said your persona would be Chris Angel Mind Freak.
Oh yeah, it would just be the actual person, and like I can't just summon him like everybody else. I gotta call him on a phone. I'm like, dude, I need you here.
Hey,
in
you
like
call
5
him
minutes.
up. He drives here.
He drives.
He gets stuck here like 30 minutes later.
Which is always a good one.
That's mine.
Yeah, we said your arcana would be magician, right?
Yeah, magician. So Chris Angel Mind Freak.
Yeah,
So.
he's the magician.
He just shows up and just goes, Mind Freak, and he leaves.
Leave.
So, yeah.
His enemies' minds have been freaked.
What's your persona, Anthony?
Well, I thought Oda Nobunaga would be cool. Just because...
fucking course.
Of course it would. Yeah, it would be Japanese.
I don't actually... Is that a snake person? I don't know what that is.
No, Oda Nobunaga was... He was a pretty good war commander, to say the least. He ruled a good chunk of Japan at one point. Just by being very good.
All right.
Because I'm a narcissist, and I was saying I would be the Emperor Arcana. Mostly because I'm an asshole, and things have to go my way.
You'd be the Hierophant, actually.
Hierophant would be good.
Oh, maybe that would fit more Alex.
Because who typically are Hierophants?
What is a Hierophant?
A Hierophant is someone who... Isn't the term Hierophant... It actually means something. Isn't it someone who is, like, charitable and, like, gives... like just to be a nice person. Hold on, I mean,
yeah,
which sounds funny when you know how much of an asshole I am. A person, especially a priest in Greece. What? No.
Oh, there's got to be a different. There's got to be a different one for that. Hello.
Hydrophant. That's what that's.
Hydrophant. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I shoot water out of all of my pores.
I just look, man. I don't know what kind of Pokemon you are, but whatever. I'm not here to judge you.
I know it meant something else. What other Hierophants are there in Persona? I think... Oh, no, wait. He was Tower. Who was Hierophant? Sojiro wasn't Hierophant, was he?
He actually might have been. I think he was. I'm going to check.
So, like, Hydrophant's basically Captain America.
No.
I feel like there would be something more fitting for Captain America. We should have had a list of the tarot cards pulled up.
We should just fuck around.
Yeah, Sojiro is a character in Persona 5 who... This is kind of spoilers for like halfway through it.
Yeah, because I'm totally going to go home.
I'm not worried about you, dumbass.
But maybe other people that are listening might be playing it.
But Sojiro...
The 3 people that listen to this podcast.
Sojiro acts kind of like a prick early on, but he is nice enough to take the main character in, even after he's been accused of punching a politician and all that. He takes the main character under his wing.
I would take that kid in a fucking heartbeat.
I know you would.
Punched a politician?
It's pretty cool.
Oh, like, you're a right-hand man right now. Like, fuck these other kids. I don't care if they're orphans and need parent figures.
Despite what everyone else says about the main character, he's constantly willing to give him a chance. And it turns out that's actually a very good tell for what kind of character he is. He ended up when he was younger, he fell for a woman, but it didn't really work out. She didn't care for him in the same way he cared for her. She moved on and married someone else. I don't actually know what happened to her husband, but what's important is, while it seemed like an accident, in truth, someone had a hit out on her. She got assassinated, and her daughter was left behind. So he ended up taking in her daughter just out of the kindness of his heart to raise her as his own.
That's adorable.
Right. So the Hierophant is typically someone who will they'll go out of their way to help someone else.
But they're not generally that approachable most of the time in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they're usually very cold at first.
Yeah.
Which I don't talk to people until I get to know them.
No, it took us a while to crack the egg that was you.
Right.
And
Especially
then I cracked it and I'm like, put it back.
Yeah, you made a mistake opening that door
Yeah,
up.
I fucking did.
Some Pandora's box shit going on. Well, Joe, with you, it's impossible to like not talk to you because you'll just keep putting yourself in conversations. So you're pretty good at that.
I'm real good at just kicking in the conversation door. Look, I'm just saying, I like to talk to everybody. Even if they don't want to talk to me, I'm talking to them.
You're going to have to learn, boy.
I will corner you in the MS office. Don't think I won't.
Oh, no. So what else would you like to bring up for Persona, Kevin?
Well, we already talked about kind of what the game is. I guess the general flow of it is that you find a person that's a terrible person. So in the beginning, it's the high school gym coach, and it sort of gets more high stakes as the game goes on. And then, I mean, I wouldn't say it's much of a spoilers to say. I mean, sort of the end of the game is you finally getting back at that politician that fucked you over.
Damn right.
Yeah, in the beginning. So
do you kill him?
No.
He tries to kill himself.
Yeah, he does try to do that.
Okay, I mean, but he doesn't go through with it?
No. Well, God, the end of the game. I'm trying to actually remember now. Although maybe I should talk about the end of the game too much if anybody actually wants to play it.
Like I said, 3 people listen to this podcast, and 3 of them are in this room.
But regardless, that's kind of the general flow of the game. Usually you'll acquire new party members each time. About halfway through the game, that stops. But every pilot, the new party member is somewhat
related to the story.
Yeah, related to like the story villain at the time.
So go ahead and talk about the artist.
The artist. Oh, what, the second guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Madarame.
Yeah, Madarame.
I already don't like this.
Dude,
guy.
wait. Just to interrupt though. I was looking at Hierophant personas, and this guy is called the Trumpeter. My persona would be the Trumpeter. He's a bone boy with a trumpet.
Oh my god.
There's so many just other jokes in that. Like, I feel...
You can make him if you want. I literally just called him a bone boy with a trumpet.
He is. But yeah, so the second guy, after you kind of you beat the gym teacher, he confesses all of his crimes, goes to jail, all that.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
So the second guy that you have to start actually looking around for this one, because you don't, like, your party doesn't know what to do next. He's like, okay, well, our school's okay now, so like, now what do we do? And they're like, okay, I guess we'll just wait to see if we can find somebody else that would deserve this, right? And eventually you find this artist that through kind of digging around, you find out that he is stealing the work of his students. Like, he has students that he's taken under his tutelage, and then he just has them do all the work for him and then says that he did it.
That's kind of shit.
Oh yeah, like major scumbag. But at first you're like, well, okay, but like, is that like, is that enough for us to go after him? And
for
then,
us to make his psyche collapse in on itself?
Yeah. So, and then eventually though, you find that he's got one pupil left that's actually staying with him, and this pupil is like really super talented, but like the guy is just like treating him very poorly and also stealing his ideas on all of his work. Mm-hmm. And you eventually find out just kind of how awful this old dude Madarame is, and it kind of comes to a point where he I think you try to break into a room in his house because there's like evidence of like a painting back there that he had like plagiarized, I think is how it goes. And so he catches you doing that, and he's like, okay, listen, I'm gonna like, after my like art exhibit is over, because I don't want to do it during like the showing of that, like in like 2 weeks I'm gonna call the police on you guys, and you're going to jail, right? So then you have like a time constraint. There was a time constraint in the first palace too, with the gym teacher, but in the second one, he's like, yeah, in 2 weeks I'm gonna call the police on you guys. So you have to defeat his like palace dude before.
Oh, tell him about the calling cards.
Oh yeah, so when you want to actually like fight the boss at the end of the palace,
you want to steal their treasure.
Yeah, you have to get to the end of the palace, and then once you get there, their treasure won't show up unless you threaten them. Basically, once they like think that they're actually like under threat, then they'll become vulnerable. So you have to send them like a calling card, like, hey, like, we know what kind of awful person you are. Like, here's these specific things about you. We're coming after you. And so then the next day, then you have to go invade their
Jesus,
palace.
You have to extort this guy?
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah, you actually have to threaten them.
It's pretty cool too, because they do that. They do that crime movie trope where they send it on like a postcard, and the words are spelled out in newspaper clippings that they cut out. It's like they cut out like particular letters from newspaper clippings to spell out what they're trying to say to them. just so like you can't guess whose handwriting it is because they use newspaper clippings. It's very cool. It's a very cool callback to like old crime movies and stuff.
I mean, that's actually okay. I'll give you this one. I have no retort to it. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. As the game goes
send
on,
them a dead fish.
As the game goes on, they have to keep building up their calling cards because the people they're going after are bigger and bigger, right? So like when we were talking about with the politician, there's like
put a horse head in his bed.
That would be the
that would have been a good
card.
one for because they go after a Yakuza guy, or was he mafia? I mean, it's Japan.
I guess
I think
Yakuza mafia.
I think there is a mafia branch in.
But he's like
Japan.
a mob boss. He takes money from people generally.
Yeah. Did they just send him a calling card, or did they have to do something more public with him?
They do something more public in that they I think they post it all over the city. Yeah, because they don't know where he actually is. So like, okay, well, we're just gonna like post it like everywhere. And so eventually, like his his thugs or whatever come back to them. They're like, hey, dude, like somebody posted something calling you out like all over the city. And he's like, all right, well, whatever. But then like
you fucking answer this.
But it actually does like shake him a little bit.
It actually does shake him.
Though he acts like it doesn't.
Yeah. And then the next day you have to go like throw down for this guy. He's the third palace that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But like it kind of gets more high stakes as it goes on. So like gym teacher, and then like plagiarizing artist, and then mob boss. The fourth one,
it was
a party member. Actually.
Yeah.
But that one's kind of more, I guess. I wouldn't call it as high stakes, but it's definitely like more.
It's someone who asks you to take their palace, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, like they're aware that they have a problem and they actually want you to help them, which is interesting.
And now it's therapy,
right?
Yeah.
I just went from breaking your kneecaps with a pipe to like, tell me about your problems. How can I help you?
But it's kind of cool that they have to keep upping the factor of the calling card, and more people are seeing it. Obviously,
at what point do you just send him his own thugs? Like, hey, these are for you.
They're just dead bodies. with your calling card pinned to their back. But no, like...
you want to send a fucking message, that's going to send a message.
Because they're putting calling cards all throughout the city, right? More and more just average people are seeing them, and thus are saying, like, who are these Phantom Thieves losers? Like, who are these guys who think that they can, like, threaten some of the biggest people in our city? Like, people know who this mob boss is. He's a mob boss. They know to keep their fucking mouths quiet around him. And then all of a sudden, this dude, there's like calling cards about him, like, hey, you better like wrap your shit up and stop being such an asshat. And then after that, he's suddenly like going to the police, like, hey, I've been a bad person. Yeah, he's confessing.
Jesus, that didn't take any time at all.
So more and more people are starting to go like, wait, are these Phantom Thieves like real people, or capable of like causing these people, like these big names, to drop to their knees? So as the game goes on, it's kind of just this like part of the main story is that your group does want renown. They want to be known for what they're doing, even though they have to wear masks. They have to be the Phantom Thieves. But they want people to know the Phantom Thieves and to fear them, so that they aren't, so like you don't be an asshole and be the next target of the Phantom Thieves, which is kind of a cool concept.
Did the Phantom Thieves eventually become assholes? Because, I mean...
Sort of.
You fight monsters long enough, you tend to become one of those monsters.
After the fifth palace in the game is actually kind of where there is a sort of like I don't want to call it a breaking point, but it's like you beat that guy, and he's like a very... He's like really high up, he's like CEO of like a fast food company.
Yeah, and he's so like a corporate
You
head.
beat the shit out of Ronald McDonald?
Well,
not just Ronald McDonald, but this Ronald McDonald was going to be a member.
You up too, Grimace.
This Ronald McDonald was about to be a member of the Japanese cabinet too.
Yeah. And you so you do actually beat his palace after some kind of inner turmoil with your party. There's actually some like other stuff that happens earlier, but so you beat his palace, right? But like super like known dude, like a lot of people know about this guy. You beat him, and he like confesses that he was overworking employees, not paying them enough, being just an awful CEO, right? So he confesses his crimes. But the problem is that then he dies, and you're like, wait, what? Like, what did we fuck up? Actually, no, I'm sorry. He doesn't confess anything because he dies. Like, you beat him, and you're like, okay, well, we did it right. We didn't do anything wrong. But then this sort of like shadowy figure comes in after you guys beat the boss, and he actually kills the dude. So then his palace like collapses, and then you guys think that you fucked up and actually killed this dude, and like the people now see the Phantom Thieves as murderers, right? And so that at that point in the game is like the low point for them, where like they are seen as monsters because people think they killed somebody.
Yeah, and they start asking themselves.
But they killed a bad dude, so therefore they're heroes.
Right. The question is, and this is the question this is like the half of the question they side on, is they're asking themselves, like, yeah, we want to change the hearts of these bad people, but we don't want to kill them. We're not murderers. You know, it's that age old, like, if you kill them, you become as bad as they are kind of thing, right?
Basically.
And they're worried that what they just did killed the guy. Yeah, but if you keep
killing multiple people, like...
You just end up on a mountain of bodies, Joe. Thanks.
If I kill this guy, I'm a murderer now. But if I kill multiple people, I'm not adding to any murderers. Like, I'm subtracting from said murderers. Look, you're talking to a guy that has a very, very askew moral compass.
I know.
That sides more so with the Punisher than Batman.
But Joe,
because Batman is a half fucking measure, all right? I can also don a cowl and beat up mentally ill people.
Here, math is universal, Joe, and I know it's not your strong suit, but this is easy math. So you take one murderer, right? And you murder that murderer. How many murderers are left?
1.
Oh.
But if I keep murdering murderers...
Right, after that point, now you're losing. Okay, I see how.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going with Punisher style instead of Batman style.
Absolutely.
But when at that point, does the deaths you cause start to weigh on you?
They killed my family. No, they're not weighing on me.
Oh, okay, maybe not that one.
All right. Look, I'm just saying, if they're bad people. Okay, fine. I'm not a hero. All right, let's just keep it there.
Vigilante.
Vigilante is a very loose term, and it's a legal term that has gotten me into some trouble. But that's not what I'm trying to get at. All right, but so these guys don't actually kill anybody. Like they're just like
they don't want to.
I'm gonna make you kill yourself because in a way that's kind of dope too. Like, hey, look,
not kill yourself, but kind of destroy yourself.
It's self-destruction of
by like admitting what you've done.
Yeah, they admit the crimes they've caused and they pay for it by going to jail.
And then after that point in the game, there's like a period where like you don't really know if your party's gonna keep doing this because you're like, oh, well, we did something we didn't want to do, and then
they think,
they think, and then after I think they find out that wasn't the case, and eventually there's one more palace before the last one, and that's the palace of like the person who's investigating the Phantom Thieves. Who is also the sister of one of your party members, because of course. And then after that is the actual final boss that you get to after some more work, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the game itself, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, it's one of my favorite games. It's got a lot going on, clearly. I think it took me 100 plus hours to beat it the first time.
I mean, it does seem kind of dope, I'm not going to lie. Like, minus the fact that I'm not murdering people outright, but...
Yeah, that would be the thing you want.
Yeah.
Well, look, I can't do it in real life, so yeah, I definitely want to do it on a game.
You can't murder, but you can kill personas because you'll face them as shadows inside palaces. You can also beat them down to the point where they beg you to spare their lives.
And then they join you.
Yeah, sometimes they'll join you. You know, they'll be like, "Oh, please don't kill me. I'll do whatever you want." Like, all right, well. Now you're with me.
All right, then give me a bag full of cheeseburgers and come join my team.
So it's like Pokemon, except you beat up Squirtle and then point a gun at his head, and you're like, "You're joining me."
And then Squirtle's like, "Okay, man."
That sounds like real life Pokemon to me. Like,
yeah, that's what I would
fuck
do.
you. I'll still fight Charizard. He's only 5'7".
Oh yeah, that's what I remember you guys talking about that.
I'll definitely fight a Charizard. That's
a
weird.
Small dragon.
It's not a dragon.
He's not a dragon. I said that. He's fire flying. He's a firefly.
Yeah, but
he's a big firefly.
Oh god, I hate them all.
So the combat in Persona isn't the only thing you do. There is another half to the gameplay.
You mean fusing personas?
No, I mean your character is still a student in high school.
I fused a Persona one time. I had to pay her $50 to do it though.
I fused a pizzeria once.
But yeah, you're still a student in high school, so you have to like establish relationships with other people. So you get the more friends you get during the game, the better things are for you. So you kind of win with the power of friendship a little bit.
You have to. It's anime.
You kind of have to. But so like the more people that you kind of tie yourself with relationships and things like that, kind of the more you'll get bonuses for like making personas. Like if you make more friends with people, and also I mean besides like the combat and going through palaces, that's just part of the story of the game. Is just you going around and living your life as a student in Japan with this sort of
Which I've always wanted to be a student in Japan.
I was going to say something, but I was like, I'm
Should have said a little bit, but you're 27. I don't know about that.
It's not impossible.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Like go to Japan and
He's
have
already got
girls.
the schoolgirl uniform in the closet.
Oh,
So.
I'll just be a delinquent and have like a pompadour and a wooden baseball bat and just hang around in alleyways.
Yeah, just like, squat down.
Squatting,
and look at people. Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, what are you looking at? As you meet different people, there are certain people you can have relationships with that they call confidant in Persona 5.
Not
in
necessarily
other
romantic
games they call it,
relationships.
not necessarily romantic.
But it can.
In other games they call them social links, but whatever, it's the same thing. And each of these characters falls under what we were talking about earlier, which is an arcana. So you'll meet someone like we said with Sojiro, who is the Hierophant.
Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero
Yeah,
is the
Sub-Zero,
Hierophant.
Yep, from Mortal Kombat.
And,
Hell yeah, now you're talking.
As you grow closer as friends with Sub-Zero, when you fuse Hierophant personas, they actually get stronger because you're friends with Sub-Zero. So does that kind of make sense to you? That's how the power of friendship makes you stronger
Yes,
in this
and
game.
it hurts me.
It's a little awkward.
You know what? Look, we all got our things, all right? And I'm not going to knock on your game because part of it sounds interesting. You lost me at the power of friendship. And you lost me that you didn't force feed a guy a fucking shotgun barrel.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
You know, whatever. He's still in jail. I
don't know.
It's Japanese jail. How bad could that shit be? Like, oh no,
Probably
you don't
pretty
get
bad.
You don't get no rice. today.
Actually, Japan's got kind of a bad track record for what happens to their prisoners. It's not very good.
There used to be a World War II unit that did some things to it.
Yeah, you know how in the U.S. we have that innocent until proven guilty thing? Japan doesn't really believe that. In fact, their police...
Spoiler alert, neither does the U.S.
Their police will extort and punish like who they believe are criminals until they confess to crimes that they didn't even commit. You actually see this in Persona 5. The main character gets kind of abused and like he forcibly shot up with drugs in an attempt to make him confess.
Yeah, they make him sign a confession, actually. So,
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy as hell.
yeah. Actually, the game starts like that, too. Like,
It opens with that.
most of the game is actually your character talking to the investigator, explaining to her the kind of the events that led you up to this point. So that's sort of an interesting way of telling the story, I suppose. Like, you as the audience member at least know that, like, the main character is going to get up at least until this point in the game, until he's done finishing the story. But, yeah.
That's just, I mean, like, these Japanese games are fucking deep. Like,
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound horrible. That's the only takeaway I'm taking away from this.
To make it better for you, Joe, not to interrupt you, there was a Twitter hashtag earlier this year that was trending, and the hashtag was "Kill and Dethrone God," which surprisingly happens a lot in Japanese games.
All right. I mean, shit, dude. I played God of War. That shit was dope. Especially Ragnarok, or not Ragnarok, from the new one. And then Ragnarok's coming out. Super, super excited for that. So, like, yeah, I'm in. I'm in the whole dethroning God thing. And I totally want a Persona now. I think I have a Persona. But the doctors just keep calling it split personalities. I don't know why, but we're okay.
You get by.
Yeah, we're fine.
I get by. I mean, like, I'm kind of like the psych whisperer at work. Like, I understand, guy.
I know how you feel.
I know. Joe, I'm the nurse. Oh, sorry.
I know how you feel too.
But no, like, what kind of weapons do they wield in this Persona verse thing?
Generally, how it works is like in real life, you'll buy things that aren't real weapons. So you get like, you can get like a toy gun or something, or like a sword, but it's not like actually a really sharp sword. But when you go into the metaverse, that person's subconscious sees you as a threat, and they become real weapons. So like in real life, you might have like a toy gun, but when you go in there, it looks like a real gun to them, so it becomes a real gun. You can actually shoot with it. But yeah, so generally you'll have a melee weapon and a ranged weapon, so some kind of a gun. The main character, each character kind of has like certain weapons they use. So like the Chariot Persona, for example, his name's Ryuji, or the Chariot Arcana, his name's Ryuji. And so he always has some sort of a blunt weapon, so usually like a bat or a pipe, and then he'll have some sort of a shotgun, is usually what he uses.
Sounds
He's
about
pretty
right.
dope.
Yeah, he's pretty
Sounds
great.
about
He's,
right.
he's one of my favorite characters. Like, I always max out his confinement rank, like, immediately. He's, like, just kind of, like, your best bro sort of guy. He's great.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, kind of similar to how I am as a person, generally. So other characters will have certain weapons. So like there's a girl that she has a revolver, and then she'll have like knuckle weapons. So like she punches generally for her like combat.
With like brass knuckles or spiked knuckles.
Yeah.
That's dope.
There's another girl with a
I'd marry her.
There's another girl with a whip and a submachine gun. Also, fun fact, her uniform in the Persona like metaverse is a red leather suit because of course it is.
Yeah.
It has to.
It has to.
There's
Yeah.
some
It's
weird
not just a red
perversion.
leather suit. It's like a kitty suit. Like it's got cat ears. And
Yeah.
all
Oh yeah.
no.
Yeah. Nothing on the full
tail
9
attached
yards.
to it.
It
Yeah.
has zippers on the boobs. They don't come down, but it has them. So
that's an interesting little.
yeah, interesting little thing. Yeah.
They're tactical zippers
Well,
for my tits.
In real
Yeah.
life, she's a model. Like she's a professional model. So I guess the idea is that she's viewed as like slutty, you know.
Oh,
So
okay.
when they're in the metaverse, she's like seen as kind of kind of slutty-ish, even though she's just a model. She's not like a complete fucking deprived individual.
I mean that.
Listen, we talk about the other girls. Best girl has an axe and a fucking grenade launcher.
I mean, best girl for open to interpretation. I don't think that's the best character.
She's the best girl. She has an axe. Too.
I would.
An axe and a goddamn grenade.
And a grenade launcher.
It is actually pretty sick. The grenade launcher is pretty
All
sick.
right, look.
So yeah.
How I die is gonna have an axe and a grenade launcher involved.
Yeah, she's my wife. That's the one I wife you, Joe.
She's all right. She's okay. But I mean, you know.
Okay.
So.
Okay, if you guys were characters in the Persona, what would your weapons of choice be?
An axe.
That's mine. You can't take it.
No, I'm taking that. If it's not an axe, it's a hammer.
What kind of axe, though? There's several kinds of axes out there.
Well, not like a small one for sure. Like a fucking big war axe, like a double blade, like a double-ended one. The fucking butterfly axe kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want a golf club. I don't know how to golf, but like every weapon it's progressively more like the first one's like a putter, and eventually I graduate to like a big ass driver. That's what I want. I want a golf club.
9-iron.
Yeah, get my 9-iron now. So I want a golf
His
club.
final evolution is just running people over with a golf cart.
In Persona 3, there was a guy who used an axe, but one of his weapons was just a street sign, which was kind of awesome.
Oh, was that Kanjiro? No, I'm sorry. That's a chair guy.
Honestly, oh no, yeah, you're thinking of Kanji.
Kanji. I'm
Kanji
sorry.
Tatsumi. In Persona 4,
Dude got a fucking chair.
there's a dude who uses like a folding chair as a weapon.
It's pretty sick, actually.
He's pretty dope.
Probably the best character.
He's
in the
the
game.
best character.
He's kind of the best. Yeah.
Well, Persona 4 doesn't have a lot of good characters. Hot take.
That's not even a hot take. That's a greed. Like the protagonist of 4 is so boring. Like he's just.
Well, no, the protagonist is cool.
Is he?
You can't be mad at you Thundercock Narukami.
I mean, okay, fine. Like he's.
Wait, hold up.
He's kind of a Chad.
For
but,
some reason, the fans always thought of him as like the flirtiest main character, and now it's just canon. Like the guys who made the game series are just like, yeah, he like gets all the girls.
Like when I think Japanese people, Thundercock does not
It doesn't
come
usually
to
come to
mind.
mind.
That's not actually his name. His name's
Oh yeah, no, that's not his real name. Everyone just calls him Thunder. Or like everyone in the fan base calls him Thundercock. His main persona uses thunder as an element, thus he's Thundercock.
Okay.
But also, it's just a cool name.
It's pretty neat.
I mean, yeah, totally. Thundercock. Need more penis.
Is there anything else? I mean, I guess we kind of. I mean, there is more, but I don't know what else to talk about specifically with the game. Because we talked about weapons, personas. I mean, usually most party members can only have one. Like they can only have one persona, but you as the main character are the wild card, and you can have multiple. Yeah. So like you can switch through different personas during a match. And so like you'll generally switch personas to try to find the enemy's weakness. Like, oh, this enemy's weak to ice, let me whip out like this one. Or like, oh, this enemy's weak to like guns, let me just whip out my gun and shoot it or something.
Some of them like there's a lot of enemies.
You'd think there'd be more enemies weak to guns.
Surprisingly, yeah, actually, usually if it's a flying enemy or if they have wings, they are generally weak to gun. So that's cool. So
my main girl, a lot of her skills are gun based. So any enemy that's weak to gun, I'm like, you get them.
Do you get to name your own characters, or like they?
The main character you get to name, but everyone else has their own set names. Like
Ryuji. Is that your main character, the girl with the guns?
No, the main character.
His name's either Ren or
Stimpy.
Yeah, Stimpy. No, they don't really give you a name. You just name him whatever you want. But there are canon names. There was a manga and an anime that he was in. So he does have a name in those. There's a cartoon, Joe.
I love cartoons.
And in the cartoon, his name is Ren. I think it's in the cartoon. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yes? The student has a question.
What is like the combat style of the game? Is it turn-based?
It's turn-based.
Yeah, it's turn-based. Yeah.
You have 4 characters you control, and it goes in turn order based on speed, I think, which is a stat.
So maybe like let's say that your character is the fastest in an encounter. So maybe you start first, and then that enemy over there is quicker than Ryuji, so then he goes, and then Ryuji goes. So it's kind of based on your speed is the turn order.
And there is a way to kind of mess with turn order. Not really turn order so much, but enemies have weaknesses. And if you hit an enemy with a weakness, not only do you knock them down, which is something you want to aim for. You want to knock down all the enemies to start an all-out attack where your whole team jumps in and just fucks them out.
Jesus, we just fucking
but you also
stomp that guy.
If you hit an enemy's weakness, you also get something called one more, which lets you act again.
And you can baton pass, so you can take that one more, and instead of you doing something else, you can be like, okay, well, I actually want to take my extra turn and give it to like Anne, or like maybe I want to give it to Makoto or something, and then they might have like a move that can target a weakness of a different enemy. Yeah. And then they can down that one, pass their baton to somebody else, and then eventually you can get all the enemies down, and then just do your all-out attack and finish the encounter. So
typically,
it's all-out attack. That seems like a decent amount of like strategy and shit.
There is
definitely. Yeah, it's more so than just hit them with the hardest, strongest move you have. It's like do that, but also try to focus on downing the enemies because that's more effective in the long run.
You can also get down too.
Because I kind of do that in real life, except for like no one jumps in the cage and just start beating the hell out of the opponent. My team stays on the outside.
Yeah, do they tell you what that guy's weakness is, and then you like sweep the leg?
I mean, you do watch tape, like
true.
You do. Does he have a tell? Like everybody's got a tell. Everybody's got a tell.
What do you got to tell me?
Wow.
I've got a lot of things, but I'm not going to say them on air, Anthony.
Fair enough.
You have this amount of self-respect left. I don't need to kill it. All right. Even though you're doing a great job of that already.
It's very fragile.
And because I had a rant a couple of weeks ago about turn-based games.
Oh, do you not care for them generally?
I do not care for them.
Okay.
I mean, I'll play them, but it's not. Turn-based games are not my go-to at all. Like, that's why I like stuff like Assassin's Creed, or like the Batman games. I love the Batman games because, like, you just keep hitting them until they stop moving. Like,
Mash Batan.
Although you can't really do that in the new God of War, though. So I have that game, and it's
not really. You
actually got to be a bit more careful with that one.
No, you totally do. Same thing. I just picked up Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, how is that? Actually?
Oh man, it's good.
Pretty good.
It's solid.
I've not played Assassin's Creed since the second game. Like it's been a long time, really.
There's a few of them that were like really good, but there are a few of them that I was like, this is hot garbage. Like,
Unity.
Yeah, I've kind of heard some of them.
Unity.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Unity was horrible, but Black Flag was cool. Black Flag.
Flag Blag.
That did look like you could be pirates. Like that did actually look pretty cool.
Why haven't they made a pirate video game?
Shouldn't they just make a pirate game?
I would totally play a pirate game.
There's a game called Sea of Thieves that came out recently, but
that's a pirate game.
It's not that good.
No, it's
how do you fuck up a pirate game? Like
they give you the worlds to go fuck around in, but nothing to do.
Oh
yeah, like it's cool, but the problem is like there isn't like a ton of. I guess I can't actually speak much about Sea of Thieves. I don't know a lot about it. But.
Yeah, you can drink grog though.
That's kind of cool. We should drunk at the new Assassin's Creed.
Let's just go be pirates for real.
Didn't we have this talk about work about like
we did.
getting a security ship?
Yeah,
security.
We'll get a boat to put out on the little like man-made retention ponds at Kish.
Oh sure, yeah.
These are our ponds.
Yeah.
We're out doing patrols in the water.
We're fighting geese. This is my pond.
I would fight geese. That would be a worthy cause. Geese are assholes.
They call up our manager like, can you tell your crew to stop firing the cannons at geese? It's very loud, and it's starting to disturb some of the patients.
This is the cancer center. Also, you guys are missing the geese, and a couple of those cannonballs took out some cars in the parking lot.
We got some broken windows.
Hey, this is like being out at sea, okay? We're in nobody's territory out here.
These are international waters. You can't touch me.
These are international waters. Joe, why is the car in the pond?
We didn't talk about our main man Igor.
Oh God.
Who is Igor?
So you
He's sexy.
I don't know about that. Let me show you a picture of him. Where's my?
I've never met a sexy guy with the name of Igor.
Nobody has.
Igor, he calls you into his office. You're in a jail cell because that's just what happens in Persona 5. This is like in the mind, by the way.
So many things.
And
get a good
look at Igor.
real quick.
That's my dude right there.
He's a creepy dude. Look at that nose. He's great.
Yeah. So Igor believes in you.
Don't ever do cocaine.
He believes strongly in you that you're going to change the world.
Well, I appreciate Igor's like positivity, even though he looks like some sort of stork.
And he gives you the ability to fuse personas. You can take big strong persona and big strong persona and just mash them together, and then you get another bigger, stronger persona. Yeah. Except in this game, they put them under a guillotine. I don't know how that works, but they do. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, usually, if you put something under a guillotine, it's not going to fucking make it stronger.
Well, this time it does. You put them together after you cut their heads off.
You know what's more metal though? Sometimes the fusion can fuck up, and then
doctor.
If it does, the guillotine will jam, and then one of the other attendants will take a chainsaw and then finish the job.
Sounds like surgery.
It's actually kind of cool. But yeah, you fuse personas in the game by executing them, and then they'll get. They like end up forming their spirits together after that to make something else, and the game will tell you beforehand what that's going to be. But yeah, Igor is the guy. It's called the Velvet Room, which is where you go to, or is it still called that in 5?
It is the Velvet Room.
Okay. Definitely sounds like a place I would go to do like hookers and cocaine.
The cool thing in Persona 4 is the Velvet Room is a limo,
which actually was pretty sick.
So you're sitting on these nice ass seats with my dude Igor and his sexy attendant, who I'm forgetting the name of. That's not Elizabeth, right? Or Margaret. That's Margaret.
They kind of look very.
Elizabeth is 3.
You're right. Yeah.
Margaret. And they're like drinks on the table.
Grand Theft Auto shit are you doing with this game?
Dude, if an old man with a big ass nose pulled up in a limo and he's like, "Get in, kid, we're gonna."
We're getting in.
We're gonna
make a persona.
We're gonna make personas. I'm like, all right, I'm in,
dude. There we go.
It smells like meth in your truck. Just get in.
I've played enough anime video games to know where this is going.
But yeah, he's the attendant for the Velvet Room, and he generally just allows you to fuse things. Like him being there is what's allowing you to do this. And as the game goes on, he allows you to have more personas. He gives you other benefits basically that are related to using personas and having them and fusing them. But yeah, he's also a key I guess part of the game. He tells you what to do basically.
Yeah, he's a recurring character who's pretty major in all the Persona games, or at least all of the ones anybody cares about. I'm sorry. 3, 4, and 5. I think he was also probably one of the earlier ones too.
You're gonna shit on the early Persona games, huh?
I mean, they're different. That's the thing.
Yeah.
3 started this kind of new series of Persona games. 1 and 2 were kind of offshoots of a completely different game series.
Called Megumi Tensei or something?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry about the title, Joe.
Not trying to.
I don't even actually know enough about those.
But go ahead and try to read that aloud for me again.
What was it?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, shit on my tentacles. Because I'm pretty sure that's all I heard.
Yeah, that's basically it.
I actually did play one pseudo-Japanese game one time. Actually 2. I think it was 2. My roommate at the time was into it, and I was like, "You're a fucking weeb." But it was Devil May Cry.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fun. Okay.
Which is just a decent little game. And Ninja Gaiden.
That's a hard game.
Yeah, I played it for 2 hours and was like, yeah, no, I'm going to burn this fucking place to the ground.
Wait, you got 2 hours into Ninja Gaiden and 5 minutes into Bloodborne? That hurts me. Oh.
Alright, look, there's drugs involved and there might have been a time lapse. I'm not quite sure how much time I spent on this game.
There were a couple times where that controller was not being touched, but Joe thought he was playing.
Or I could have been I could have just done LSD and be running downtown with a samurai sword, lopping up trees and shit. I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I like Devil May Cry. I like playing as homeless, sexless pizza man.
Wait, what?
I guess
the main character, he's a pizza boy. Not a pizza boy.
I mean, okay, yeah, all right. I just never really thought of it like that, I guess. But yeah, they were good games. I can't do Bloodborne, and I won't even fucking touch Dark Souls. Won't do it. No way in hell.
I mean, it's
unfortunate that I also love those games as well. They're pretty sick.
You're a gifted individual, Kevin, because God knows I can't do that shit.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm good at them, but I am patient, so I eventually get to the end of the game. So
yeah, he was considering making that our topic this
I am
week.
not patient, and fuck those games.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was considering talking about Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You know what? Probably a good idea I didn't. So probably good that I stuck with Persona. We can talk about that. So
Pick something he hasn't played. Like I said, I'm not a hardcore gamer. I've never been a hardcore gamer.
Oh, that's fine.
But I try because Anthony's like, oh, you should branch out and shit. Like, which
I don't think I ever told you to do that.
Well, I was paraphrasing, asshole. But and I do need to, like, just today, me and my wife were playing Mario Kart.
Nice.
Which is always a good standby. It's for the Wii though.
Oh, you were playing the Wii?
Dude, Mario Kart Wii's the
like,
best.
Like, no, don't defend it.
Yeah,
No.
that one's good.
You're using tilt controls. That's great.
Yeah, using tilt
I don't like the tilt controls.
Right.
Like,
to be fair, you can play that game without the tilt controls.
I
just
grew
use the
up
nunchuck.
with, like, Need for Speed on the PlayStation. Like, that's
well,
how
there's
I
your
had.
problem. You're a normie.
We have very differing opinions on what a problem would be in that scenario. But, like,
I don't just play as my man Funky Kong, riding a fucking motorcycle, doing wheelies.
do you
and
remember
shit.
the battle, like how you'd hit the balloons off
Yeah.
of each other and shit? That's my shit, dude.
That stuff's dope.
I have a lot of fun with that. Like, I don't know. I get into, like, those type of games. I recently started playing For Honor again. I like For
really?
Honor. I like it.
Wait, no, that's Dishonored. What is For Honor?
I did play Dishonor.
That's a good one,
Actually, I actually played a good part, like, into the first one.
Okay.
I damn near almost got through it, but I think my PlayStation broke at that time or something. I don't know why I didn't get through it, but it was a solid game. I liked Dishonor a lot.
I thought it was. Were you stealthy or were you not?
Kevin, I know you don't know me, but
judging
on everything you're seeing right
like,
here,
maybe you weren't.
stealth is not exactly my forte in any way, shape, or form.
Fair enough.
You have to have something called subtlety to be stealthy.
Like I'm the guy at work. They're like, "Oh man, how'd that rabbit ass fucking raccoon get in here?" Call Joe. Like, it's just like in a world full of ninjas, I'm like a drunken panda. Like, that's overtly aggressive and smashes shit. Like, there's no subtlety to me. I will use a battle axe where a scalpel will do. Like, that's
Gotcha.
so, like, Dishonored, I
Opening-
just fucking plow through
Oh,
people.
that's okay. That was the game.
Opening cans of soup at the Judkins household is a dangerous game.
The battle axe. I don't need that can opener. I got my steak knife. We'll just get this open.
Get out of the way, babe. I got my hatchet in hand.
Are you just carrying that around? Yeah, you don't carry around a hatchet?
That's,
Fuck you, Anthony.
is that not normal?
No, I mean, that's got to be normal. Fuck you guys. Yeah, like,
For Honor is that game. They're like you play different factions of like ancient armies and stuff.
yeah,
Not
you could be a
ancient-
knight, a Viking, or a samurai.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna give you. Which one do you think I was, Anthony?
the white supremacists.
Ouch! I don't think that was a faction you could choose.
Oh, weird. I thought you said Viking.
Actually, if you really look at it, the Vikings were an incredibly, like,
Go on.
they had a lot. They weren't as white as you think they are.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like. All right, look, this is going to lead into them taking slaves, and it's not going to prove my point like I wanted it to. But they're a multicultural society. All right?
Not on purpose. Oh, Joe.
It was forced, just in a different way.
You make it too easy.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, they were a multicultural society, and like...
I would have played the Vikings too. I mean, they have like axes and shit, dude.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
they were,
Samurais
like,
are cool, but I want to be a beefy barbarian boy with an axe.
I mean, you can. I got some mushrooms in the car.
I guess either Vikings or I'm looking at the box art for it now. I probably would want to be the samurai, to be honest. That'd be
I mean,
sick.
all three of them are solid. All
Yeah.
three of them are solid. Like, there's not a bad character you can be.
I always said
They-
knights are cool anyway.
It's just different playstyle. Like knights, you get that whole berserker, like smash shit.
With like
Samurai,
a shield?
yeah, you can
Wait,
have
can you
like a
beat people
shield.
with a shield?
I don't know.
That's kind of what I want to do in real life.
I mean, yeah, we should get security shield.
Dude, yes.
You have like one of those clear riot shields and just walk around with it.
If I had a shield, no one would ever get past me.
I'm just saying, you put you and like
not with their teeth
Big
in.
Joe on the same one. Like shield wall. We can form a shield
We're a
wall
phalanx.
all day. I don't like the term phalanx.
What do you mean you don't like the term
Pokemon,
phalanx? It is a Pokemon. That's not what I was going with.
Oh.
A phalanx is a fucking
shield wall. Shield wall sounds better.
It's a military tactical.
I don't want to yell form the phalanx. Like,
why not?
form the shield wall sounds so much better than phalanx.
Form a shield into your fucking face.
Wow, I don't know how I feel about that. I thought we were friends. Why do you have to be so hostile towards me?
You come into my house every week with open hostility.
The one time I get it back is the one time I'm offended.
Yeah, this is set up.
This is totally a setup. Wait, okay, like, I know we kind of got off subject, but I don't even care because this is what he brought me out of the podcast.
I mean, that's okay.
Do.
We could do our little closing section here anyway.
Okay.
So.
If you guys could be like a warrior from history, like a warrior class or whatever, what would you be?
So, like, warrior class. So, do you mean, like, oh, I want to be, like, a Viking, or, oh, I want to be a samurai, or I would want to be, like, a musketeer? Or
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Not like mage or whatever the hell you're
so
talking
excluding,
about.
excluding a fantasy setting is what you're saying.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings over here. Yeah, no fucking elves. You can't be a dwarf, Anthony.
I mean, definitely, like, because there are pros and cons to all of it, right? I mean, if you're like a Ronin in Japan, you're a samurai in that case, but you're not. You haven't pledged yourself to
Ronin.
I mean, it's pronounced Ronin, but you can call it whatever, and I'll know what you're talking
America,
about. I don't give a
we
shit.
call Ronin.
Ronin. I want to be a Ronin.
I mean, Ronins are the shit. Although 47 Ronin was a horrible movie.
We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, we're oh god.
But then there's also like you want to be a Viking. You also have that backup of like your family and your friends and like a community that you live in.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty cool.
That's dope.
I think something like Persian or Egyptian would be cool because like scimitars are fucking cool swords. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
The curved blades. Like, those things
I
are
don't think
cool
you
as
want
shit.
it anywhere near what it should be able to suck. But all right,
I should
float your boat, guys.
I should probably be in armor. I'm not very fast. All right, I'm not very agile, but I mean, I could probably go down in a few more hits than the average person.
I think you're relatively durable. Yeah?
I should probably be like a knight, but I mean, I don't know. Like definitely like North African styles where they wear like the cloth and all that and the fucking like this
like Zulu.
Zulu.
Yeah, like
I'll be honest. I actually don't know that reference.
You don't know what the Zulu tribe is? The Zulu tribe was a tribe out of Africa.
No, I'm talking
like wicker like shields and like a spear. It was
that would be cool.
Yeah,
no, but I'm talking
they
about like,
definitely meant muskets.
I mean,
they didn't win.
more north, Egypt and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Is what I was talking about. That's why I said
yeah.
Egypt and Persian and stuff.
Okay.
Although I mean,
like
I don't
the
know.
Immortals type thing.
Mediterranean. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, all right. Like
Greek.
Are you talking about like
Romans.
Spaniard Mediterranean, or are you talking Italian Mediterranean? Because that's two different classes of like knights and shit.
Go on.
Like, the Mediterranean style, they're almost like if you strip down what you think is a classic knight. Like they had the armor, it just wasn't plated and it wasn't real thick. They were more like They were more like your musketeers, as you had alluded to earlier. They were like real like come in quick, hit them, get out. Instead of like, I'm gonna stand and fucking bang.
Right.
The Spaniards, on the other hand, were those guys. They had the high-end plate armor. They had the horses, the cavalry. Like, that was your Spaniard armor. That was your European armor. Your French armor, well, it just surrendered as soon as it got hit by a blade. But,
okay.
I mean,
we're talking past couple 100 years French, then yeah, but... I mean, the French were a world power. Anyway.
They were, kinda. I mean, they did help us in the Revolutionary War, so I can't really say much on that.
But how recent are we talking here if we're going to go ahead and talk about, like, Mediterranean styles as well?
Oh, I mean, like, this is back Dark Ages, but, like, Middle Renaissance. Not even Renaissance, like, Middle Ages.
Sorry, what do you think?
Oh, I was thinking about it while he was talking. I guess it's not really much of a warrior, but a pirate would be pretty great.
I would agree with you. That'd be dope.
I was kind of thinking specifically more of like a Jack Sparrow sort of pirate because I don't have a problem with running away. That's fine. Yeah. You know what? But the attack didn't work. I'm out. See you later. I'm on the ship. I'm already 3 miles away. It's cool. Like,
yeah, the classic ideal of like a flintlock pistol and a scimitar, or something.
It'd be a cutlass. It'd be a cutlass, actually.
So. Yeah, cutlass.
Yeah. I'd probably go for that. Also, like firing a cannon at something, pretty great. Actually, would be pretty fun.
That'd be dope.
So
I'd fire the hell out of cannon.
Yeah. So cannon,
put a grape shot in that bitch. It's game over.
Maybe just put some forks in there. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Whatever we got lying around.
Yeah. So I say pirate. Yeah, more like a pirate that's
being
okay.
Being a pirate would be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And like to literally just get drunk, fight with people, and steal all their shit. Holy shit, Vikings are pirates.
Yes, they were pirates.
Yeah. Like that's exactly it. They were just hairier pirates. Like I'd either say Viking or pirate just to be like, I want to take all your shit. Like, actually, fun fact, the Vikings wouldn't rob you, they would kill you, then take their shit.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with both of those factors. I don't really want to be on the ocean. I'd rather stay inland.
You know what? It's fun. I
can see that.
I can't even swim that well, and I think I'd be okay with being on the. I mean, I guess I'd probably learn.
I would have to get some. I'd take some adapting to, and like I wouldn't go crazy far. Like I'd be like that Viking that's like, "Hey man, we've been out here for 3 hours. Are we there yet?" Like,
you're like, no, it's a 3-week trip. We're gonna be on the boat for a while.
We're going to fucking England. Oh, I don't know if I signed up for this.
You're gonna be rowing for a bit here,
right? Like, I didn't bring enough food. Like, I'd be so bad about that. I am the worst when it comes to that shit. Like, I didn't prepare. And I will admit, though, if I have lost and lost horribly, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to tuck tail and run. Like, I'm out, dude. I'm not dying here. Fuck you, guy.
You would not make very good knights.
No. Honor is not really my jam. Listen, I'm out. So I don't really care that much.
I'm hourly, so
that's fine.
Honor is well and good until somebody has a sword at your throat.
Yeah. I'd rather avoid that.
I would probably be a Viking. I don't know, man. Like, the Mongols were pretty cool. Like, Genghis Khan's guys, they were shooting, like, crazy shit off a horse. They'd, like, stand up on horses and, like, hit you, like, with a bow.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. I have a fucking whole Japanese sleeve, so obviously the samurais were the shit.
Yeah.
And they were all, like, poetry based and stuff. Actually, side note, do you know Vikings did basically what rap battling is today? It was called flighting.
They had like yo mama battles with each other.
Kind of. Yeah. Look it up, man, and you get a chance to look it up. It's actually pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
I actually, there's a YouTube channel I watch called How to Drink, and he had been sponsored by the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game. Like, what is it, Ubisoft that made it?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
So they sponsored him to make a drink for like on his show. So
I think I saw that, and
maybe
it's like really weird. Like, it's like honey mead and like a vodka.
That's what he did. Yeah, he made like and then he put it in like a drinking horn because obviously, of course, he did.
Oh gosh, I just bought a drinking horn.
It was. Oh, did you?
Yeah,
of course you did. But yeah, the drink looked pretty good. And yeah, he was talking about how Vikings would have like kind of like you said, like rap battles. Like they would sort of like improv like it. Oh, it was like slam poetry. Is kind of more what it was.
It's along lines of slam poetry.
Yeah, it was like that. I'm like, that's actually kind of interesting. But
like that's definitely dope. I hang out with the Vikings. Like,
if you're gonna spend months on a boat, you better have come up with something cool while you're
something interesting to do.
Yeah. Touche. And plus, like, everyone's like, "Oh man, we die, we go to heaven." Fuck that, Valhalla's where it's at.
I agree with that. Dude, if I were a warrior, right, and fought my whole life, you think I want to go to some pearly fucking gates, cloudy ass?
No, hell no.
No, that shit's for pussies. I want to go to the lands where you fucking slaughter each other for literally the rest of forever.
You're gonna slaughter each other. You're gonna feast like a king, and you're gonna fuck like a porn star.
I'm not even.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, I'm not even a warrior, and that sounds great.
Right? Exactly. Any common man would be like, "Whoa, wait, what?" Like,
I'm gonna take it there, but
we should go door to door and be like, "Have you heard about our savior Odin and Valhalla?"
Yeah, that would be good. There was a cartoon when we were kids called The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Which was a great cartoon.
Okay, you still know
it. Yeah, I do know that one.
There was a Valhalla episode.
Really?
Billy went to Valhalla. And it's as great as you think it is. Because he's just like in the eating hall stuffing himself. Like there's a point where he grabs a fucking like chicken wing and he's trying to jam it down his gullet. But he's so full of food, it's just hitting more food. It's like, that's what I want to be. I just want to be the guy who's in Valhalla.
That's
like, are you going to go fight? Like, yeah, eventually. I just want to eat, dude.
Like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to go fight. And later on tonight, I'm going to go fuck my wife. Like, or whatever happens. I don't know. I'm not fucking Odin.
Yeah, whatever Valhalla gets. I hope you're not. I mean, you could fuck Odin if you want.
I mean, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, your God got nailed to a cross. My God wears a hammer. Y'all do the math. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Your God also has a horse that has like eight legs. Sleipnir. Yeah. Pretty fucking baller.
That episode was called A Kick in the Asgard, which is a pretty good name.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it would definitely be a Viking. And we should, with like Yule and shit coming up, we should do like
Not a big deal.
Mythology episode or something. Like you rant about mythology.
I would be down.
He would be 110% down.
I think I just heard him get hard underneath the table.
That was like his favorite class in school, was mythology.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd. Yeah. That is kind of cool though, yeah.
Well, yeah, you tell me about like the beliefs people had way back when. You know, I grew up like, you know, in a Christian family hearing about
way back when. Have you seen the shit they believe now?
Some of my favorite mythology is being made today as we speak.
Scientology.
But yeah, then you start having these classes about like oh man, Egyptian gods, they have this whole they have like a fucking adventure every night to explain the death and rebirth of the god Ra. And it also explains the day-night cycle. And every hour of the day pretty much is another event going on in this adventure of Ra's corpse being delivered through essentially the underworld, being reborn and living again, which is the rise of the sun. And it's like, that is so fucking cool.
It actually is pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, no.
Like imagine you're...
That's like metal as shit if you really stop and think about it.
Imagine you're a lame-ass philosopher sitting on your pasty-white ass at a fucking desk, and you're like, how does the sun work? Well, it revolves around us. You're a fucking idiot and a dumbass, and you're wrong. But the Egyptians were like, how does the sun work? Our god is the sun, and every night he fucking dies and comes back to life. It's like, it's fucking sick!
Look at how animated he's getting over here. You might have to talk about mythology in your next episode because
I'm just saying we could do.
I'll have to do several mythology episodes. Yeah. I can't just do one.
You have to sit further away from the microphone too. I saw the spike of the audio there.
Yeah, he definitely got real excited.
It's peaking.
I don't know if I've ever seen him get that excited over anything.
It's a little jarring. So he'll go from like this, you know, pretty stoic, and then just suddenly he's very animated. I'm like, oh,
you're hitting on the right thing.
Yeah. The caffeine really kicked hard. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to do a whole fucking series about it. I don't give a shit. Look, I'm along for the fucking ride, Anthony.
I know.
We'll get you some magic mushrooms and we'll do some Norse mythology
I pulled up a little red wagon and I was like, Joe, hop in. And you're like, yeah, we're going on an adventure.
We're going on an adventure.
And then you start to sober up and you're like, Anthony, where are we? I'm like, Joe, I'm 27 years old and you sat in my wagon.
Wow.
I'm stuck in the wagon.
I can't get up, Anthony. It's because you're too big for it, dumbass.
Well, yeah, let's fucking do it. I'm down.
Nice. Well, I think now's a good time as I need to start wrapping up. You know, it's been wonderful to have you on for one, Kevin.
Yeah, it was fun.
I learned about my alternate personas.
Yeah, Joe discovered a part of himself today. You know, I am thou, thou art I.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a happy family.
Apparently I'm Thor or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thor's chariot. That's what.
In your subconscious, you're Thor. Yeah. Joe's palace would just be Valhalla.
It probably would, actually. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm all right with that, dude.
He just views the hospital as Valhalla, and patients are just like new warriors to face. Oh no! I think we pinned this one down.
You just started something you're not going to be able to finish, Anthony.
Yeah, not unless I could steal your heart.
Good luck finding that thing.
Yeah, that thing's...
Remember, I'm married. That's dead.
That thing's cold and gone.
Oh, shit. All right, yeah, I'm good. If you want to wrap this up, and I got things to do. No, I don't. I don't have friends.
Just your wife.
Yeah.
Say I'm your friend, Joe. Say I'm your friend. I can't believe Roxy likes me.
I can't believe she likes me. I've done some horrible shit.
You think she'd stop surrounding herself with idiots, but here she is.
Roxy has like what was it, persona? She's the keeper of the ill-minded.
Yeah. She's like the first doctor to discover like the first doctor to discover like people who have like mental conditions and try to help them.
Oh, that's us.
Well,
ooh, my face hurts.
Leave you in darkness like we always do. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.